Hey everyone, how are you doing? I'm finally started doing something I should have done a long time ago. I am officially beginning teaching myself Blender, the 3D program, which is fabulous. It's like this. Until about 6 months ago, I was working 6 days a week, which means on my days off, I had just enough time to get my 2D drawing done. But now the overtime at my job has pretty much gone away, so every week I have 2 days off, like a normal weekend, which is crazy. And I, instead of watching more movies or doing whatever, I'm gonna learn Blender. It's a very tricky program to use. It's very involved. I mean, look at it. There's so many tools and variables and stuff. But I do have some background in 3D. I actually went to school and learned Maya way, way, way back in the day. But I mean, that was so long ago. Those were the days when programs like Maya cost like $8,000 and you needed a super expensive computer to even run it, which meant that the minute I graduated from college, I was just everything had to stop. I couldn't afford the computer or the program. And I was working 40 hours a week at some restaurant, which that began my long descent into mediocrity, which I'm only now beginning to claw back from. But yeah, 3D, it's incredible. I mean, it's never gonna take the place of 2D. 2D art is still my first love. You can do so many incredible things with just Photoshop, just simple 2D. And I'm never going to be giving that up. And, learning Blender is not going to cut into any of my Photoshop time, hopefully. It will cut into my time making videos. Like this weekend, I was ready to start a 2 hour long rambling video about the rise of Skywalker. And I just realized, like, what the fuck am I doing? I could spend hours working on this long video about the rise of Skywalker, and 100 people would watch it, and I'd get one nice comment and three nasty ones, and not a single penny of money. So, what are you doing, Mark? Just quit it. Go learn Blender. So that's what I started doing, and there's always someone who said, when you say you're learning Blender, someone always says, "Oh, you should learn ZBrush instead. ZBrush is the industry standard." And I say, nah, fuck that. I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for ZBrush, and nor do I want to have to try to deal with having a pirated copy of it. I mean, the way things change so fast these days, here in a couple years, people will be saying, oh, ZBrush? You shouldn't have learned that. You should have learned Blender. Blender's the industry standard now. So, I mean, why not? And I have this goal. I'm going to work in Blender a couple hours on each of my days off, just steadily. I mean, I basically taught myself video editing over the last couple years just by messing around with Lightworks. Learned how to do it pretty well. So I'm pretty sure if I follow all these tutorials, I can learn Blender. And of course, the end goal is not necessarily a job in the quote-unquote industry. The end goal would be just to be able to do, really cool 3D stuff. Someone could commission me to do a character, and instead of just one flat drawing, I could do a model, and then you could look at it from all sides. Like this one of Bulma, where you can see your ass from every angle that you would ever want. Man, what a short stack. This is like bordering on like dwarf porn, kind of. Yeah, wow. There's some even better examples, like, shit, I know I've seen them. Come on, load. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And see, that's what I'd mostly be using Blender for, is modeling. Basically just to do 3D still art. I'm not sure how much I would get into the animation. But, you never know. Oh, this is a good one. See, I would love to do shit like this. My goal is by the end of this year, by the end of 2020, to have produced just one single high quality render like this. I feel that's a very attainable goal. Yeah. See, if I learn Blender, then I can be a big shot over on ArtStation, which is where, DeviantArt is where all the fun is, but ArtStation is where all the pros and elites hang out. And they share their badass models that they either made in ZBrush or Blender. I want to be one of those big shots one of these days. Come on, that'd be great. What's this one? Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, sadly, you're not going to get an hour-long video where I address all the issues that people have with the Rise of Skywalker. I mean, fuck it. Rise of Skywalker was great. I don't care if anyone says otherwise. The first time I saw it, it did kind of throw me for a loop because it was unexpected. I mean, the movie made a lot of choices that I wouldn't have personally made, but hey, it's good to be surprised. Oh, yeah, there's Rey, there's Finn. Oh, man, Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, after I saw it the first time, I was walking out of the theater, and there was this other middle-aged guy, and we were walking next to each other, and he said, "So, what'd you think about it?" And I was like, I don't know. They kind of went pretty big on Palpatine there at the end. They went full Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z on that climax, I'm going to have to think about it. But then I went back and saw it a second time, and the second time, everything just clicked, and I loved it. Again, yeah, it would have been cool to see what Rian Johnson would have done, but, hey, in the end, we have a great trilogy. Oh, God. I just woke up, and I'm still a little stuffed up. Oh, God, and gassy. Okay, hold on. If I wasn't so busy, I was going to offer people a free drawing if they could name one actual plot hole in The Rise of Skywalker, because I don't think anyone can. Nowadays, when people say plot hole, they basically mean any decision the filmmaker made that could have gone another way. They're like, Luke threw his lightsaber over his shoulder. That's a plot hole. Or the plot hole is just a meaningless term now because people use it to mean anything. But I don't have time. Still, can anyone think of one actual real plot hole in these movies? Because I don't think you can. I don't think you can come up with one. I mean, an alien using a dagger as a map, just the concept of a map itself, that's not a plot hole. An alien dying by falling in quicksand and leaving his dagger there, again, not a plot hole. I don't feel like I need to explain why someone building a bunch of ships underground is a plot hole, because it's not. God, people are so stupid. At this point, if Disney were smart, they would make 2 versions of every Star Wars movie that they release. They could do the normal version for people like us, pretty much what you saw in the theater. But then they should do like a super expanded director's cut Spurg version for anal assholes who have to have every single plot point explained to them in great detail. Like right at the beginning, the opening scene, Kylo Ren goes to Exegol and finds Emperor Palpatine down below, and Palpatine says, "I am every voice that you ever heard inside your head." And see, the normal version, it would stop right there. But then this new special version for assholes, he would go on, like the screen would just freeze on his face, and he would say, "That is right, young Ren, but wait, you must understand my motives. As part of my decades-long revenge, I sought to taint and corrupt the son of my old enemy, Leia Skywalker, also known as Leia Solo. As you can see, my physical form is scarred and deformed, and for that reason I needed a figurehead, a puppet to place upon the throne to do my dirty work for me. So I created Supreme Leader Snoke. I created him here on Exegol, using my own DNA, as well as the DNA of my former master, Darth Plagueis the Mun, as well as DNA from Anakin Skywalker. However, his outward form most closely resembles that of Tor Valum Bengelschloss, the Lord of Schloss and the Keeper of the Dark Keys who lived here on Exegol over 8,000 years ago. Snoke was an expendable pawn who did what I could not do because, well, just look at me. I'm fed through a tube and I poop through another tube. I also wanted to remain here on Exegol to oversee the construction of my Final Order fleet,
which I built underground in order to escape detection. I am being forced to reveal my presence to you now because you are an impetuous child and I do not trust you to run my First Order properly. Now, if you turn your attention to the overhead projector, I will explain exactly why it was necessary to construct Starkiller Base in addition to the fleet that I already possessed and blah 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 blah.
And then, the movie would just pick up where it was. That's what Disney should do if they wanted to satisfy people. The ball's in your court, Disney. Do it.